In 1850, one of the most notorious laws in American history was enacted, the Fugitive Slave Act. This event can be characterized as one of the darkest moments in American history and was a catalyst for the American Civil War, a violent conflict that witnessed the sacrifice of hundreds of thousands of lives in the pursuit of black freedom. The Fugitive Slave Act of 1850, while not the first of its kind, was certainly the harshest, representing a somber chapter in American history, and a betrayal of the foundational principles of freedom and justice upon which the nation was built. To better understand the significance of this act, we must journey back in time to the year 1850, a period of immense suffering for free black individuals and escaped slaves. In the mid-19th century, slavery had deeply entrenched itself in American society, with enslaved people considered property, subject to their owners' complete control. They endured grueling labor in harsh conditions and often faced physical and emotional abuse. Families were torn apart as children were separated from parents, sold to different owners, and sent to distant parts of the country. Many enslaved individuals sought to escape their bondage, pursuing freedom in the North or Canada, where slavery had been abolished and black people could live as equal citizens. However, escaping slavery was no easy feat. Runaway slaves were relentlessly pursued by slave catchers hired by their owners, who often used force and violence in the process. Fast forward to 1850, and the issue of slavery had become a major political battleground in the United States. The nation was deeply divided, with some states advocating for the abolition of slavery while others staunchly defended it. The Fugitive Slave Act emerged as part of a compromise between these opposing factions. Under this law, anyone who aided a runaway slave, even by providing food or shelter, could be fined or imprisoned. Federal marshals were empowered to arrest anyone suspected of being a runaway slave, and were obligated to return the individual to their owner, even if they had been living in freedom for many years. For enslaved individuals, this law was a brutal reality. It meant that anyone, anywhere, could be seized and sent back into a life of bondage. For free black individuals, it represented the constant threat of being falsely accused of being a runaway slave and forcibly returned to slavery. The process of capturing runaway slaves was cruel and inhumane, often involving ruthless tactics by slave catchers, including the use of bloodhounds. Even free black individuals were not safe from the reach of slave catchers, who could kidnap them, falsely accuse them of being runaways, and force them into slavery. The law also had a chilling effect on the Underground Railroad, a secret network of people, both black and white, dedicated to assisting escaped slaves in their quest for freedom. The Underground Railroad used a system of secret codes and signals to guide slaves to safety. Conductors, those who provided assistance, and stations, safe houses along the route, played crucial roles in this clandestine network. The final destination for escaped slaves was often Canada, where slavery was illegal. Despite the dangers, many individuals continued to aid escaped slaves, including figures like Harriet Tubman, who rescued over 70 slaves and became known as the Moses of her people. Levi Coffin, a Quaker abolitionist, and his wife, Catherine, transformed their home into a safe haven for runaways, earning their house the moniker, Grand Central Station, of the Underground Railroad. It's estimated that between 40,000 and 100,000 enslaved people gained their freedom through the Underground Railroad. However, not all slaves were fortunate enough to escape. Many were captured and punished, and the Underground Railroad became a point of contention between the North and South in the years leading up to the Civil War. This law, along with other similar acts enacted prior to it, laid the foundation for the illegal capture and sale of free black individuals into slavery. One notable case was that of Solomon Northup, a freeborn black musician who was kidnapped and endured 12 years of enslavement before regaining his freedom. Solomon's story, detailed in his memoir, 12 Years a Slave, offered a harrowing first-hand account of the horrors of slavery and contributed significantly to the abolitionist movement. His book became a bestseller and served as a poignant depiction of the daily struggles faced by enslaved individuals. Ultimately, the Fugitive Slave Act of 1850 played a pivotal role in igniting the American Civil War. This law, which treated black individuals as property rather than as human beings with inherent rights and dignity, created profound and enduring impacts on the lives of Black Americans. Today, we remember this law with shame and condemnation, and must never forget the suffering endured by those affected by it. The Fugitive Slave Act remains a testament to the resilience of those who fought against slavery and oppression. During a dark period in American history,